I still remember the exact moment everything started to unravel. It was a sticky Thursday evening in late summer, Atlanta humidity thick enough to choke on. Our house in Buckhead overlooked a quiet cul-de-sac, porch lights glowing like polite lies. I had just locked up the last of my 5 Southern fusion restaurants, Harper's Comfort Kitchen, and driven home exhausted but proud. 5 locations in 8 years. From a single food truck to a small empire built on late nights, perfect biscuits, and my grandmother's peach cobbler recipe. My husband, Nathan, came through the front door 20 minutes after me. No, hey babe, I'm home.
No keys.
He just dropped his gym bag by the entry table, kicked off his loafers, and headed straight upstairs. His face looked drawn, not tired from work, but heavy, like he was carrying something he couldn't put down. I followed a minute later under the pretense of grabbing laundry. That's when the smell hit me. His usual Tom Ford Oud cologne mixed with something cheap and sweet. Vanilla body spray. Not mine. I wear light jasmine. He was already in the shower. I sat on the edge of our king bed and stared at the pile of clothes he'd left on the floor. Habit made me check pockets before tossing them in the hamper. That's when my fingers closed around it. A small silver tube. Personal lubricant. The cap was sticky, half-used. My stomach dropped. Nathan and I hadn't been intimate in over 3 years. He blamed long hours at the consulting firm, blood pressure meds, turning 50. Same excuses on repeat. I slid the tube back into the pocket exactly as I found it, wiped my hands on my jeans like the betrayal might rub off, and left the room. That night sleep wouldn't come. I sat in the dark living room, ceiling fans spinning slowly overhead. Around 2:40 a.m. his phone lit up on the side table. A new email notification. Nathan always said email was too much typing. He preferred calls or texts. Yet the subject line glowed in the dark. You were incredible tonight, Daddy N.
Daddy N.
My throat closed. I waited until his snoring deepened, then picked up the phone. Passcode still our wedding date. The email was short. You were incredible tonight, Daddy N. Same time next week. K. Just an initial and a purple heart. I screenshot it, closed the app, set the phone back exactly as it was. My hands shook so hard I nearly dropped it. Next morning, Nathan left early for a client breakfast downtown. He brushed a dry kiss across my cheek. Don't wait up tonight. Might run late again. I gave him the wife smile. Small, automatic, empty. After his Audi pulled out, I went to the garage. The car was still warm. I opened the glove box. Same brand of lube, now even less full. I didn't cry. I just stared. Under the passenger seat, crumpled tissues reeking of that vanilla scent. I photographed everything, close-ups, timestamps visible. Back inside, I made coffee but couldn't drink it. I sat at the kitchen island staring at our wedding photo on the mantel. Me in white lace, him in a charcoal tux. Both of us, so young and sure the future was ours. 28 years. 1 son. 1 business I built while he climbed the corporate ladder. And now this. I needed more than gut feelings. I texted my best friend since college, Lauren, who lived in Marietta. She'd been through something similar 4 years earlier. Lauren, I need the name of that PI you used. The discreet one. She didn't ask questions. Just sent, Victor Hayes, Private Investigations. I messaged him from a new number. Need surveillance on husband. Suspect affair. Can meet tomorrow? Reply in under 10 minutes. 11 a.m. coffee shop on Peachtree. Corner booth.
Cash.
I arrived early, plain hoodie, baseball cap low. Victor was mid-50s, quiet gray suit, reading the AJC on his tablet like any other businessman. I slid an envelope across. Screenshots, photos of the lube and tissues, $2,000 cash. He scanned the pictures. Without expression. How soon? I asked. 3 days for patterns. 5 for ironclad proof. Daily encrypted updates. No phone calls. I nodded. He stood. Don't do anything rash, Mrs. Harper. Rash is expensive. I drove straight to the flagship restaurant in Midtown, buried myself in inventory counts, new menu tastings, customer smiles. Anything to keep moving. That evening Nathan came home reeking of vanilla again. ate dinner in near silence, scrolled his phone, then said he had a few calls and disappeared into the home office. At 11:52 p.m., I heard him answer softly behind the closed door. "Yeah, tomorrow works perfect. She's at the restaurant till closing. Come to the house around 2, side door will be unlocked." A light female laugh drifted through. My blood turned cold. I didn't sleep. I planned. Victor's first update arrived at 8:22 a.m. via Signal. One photo. Nathan and a woman entering the Capitol Grill in Buckhead. Her arm looped through his. Oversized sunglasses, silk scarf, but the walk, the head tilt. I knew her instantly.
Kayla. My daughter-in-law.
Wife of our only son, Ethan. The girl I taught to make buttermilk fried chicken, helped with her nursing degree applications, even gave the down payment for their first condo when Ethan's startup was bleeding cash. I stared until my vision blurred. Another message, short video clip. Them at a corner table, her feeding him a bite of cheesecake. Him laughing, genuine, unguarded laughter I hadn't heard in our house for years. I saved it all to an encrypted folder labeled 2025 tax docs. Over the next 4 days, the evidence piled up. Them leaving a boutique hotel in Midtown at 4:18 p.m. Nathan's car outside Kayla's condo in Virginia Highland for 3 hours on a Thursday when Ethan was in Charlotte for investor meetings. Audio from a restaurant booth. Victor used a tiny directional mic. "Kayla, just get the quitclaim deed ready, Daddy. Once the restaurants transfer, she can't fight us." Nathan, "Relax, baby girl.
Harper trusts me blind.
We start with a fake management agreement. She'll sign without reading the fine print." They weren't just having an affair. They were plotting to steal Harper's comfort kitchen, my life's work, my sweat, my 4 a.m. alarm clocks for biscuit dough. I sat in the walk-in cooler surrounded by cases of collard greens and listened to that audio on loop. Each replay cut deeper. On day 5, Victor met me at Piedmont Park, handed over a USB drive. Everything. Timestamps, hotel receipts, small transfers to her account labeled consulting. Photos through hotel windows, blinds open, careless. I didn't look at the intimate shots. Not yet. "What else do you need?" he asked. Enough so Ethan can never doubt it. Victor nodded slowly. "Revenge is heavy, Mrs. Harper. Most people choke on it." I paid the balance and left. That night over dinner, Nathan announced, "I've got a 2-day trip to Charlotte, client site visit." I smiled sweetly. "When?" "Day after tomorrow. Back Friday evening." Perfect timing. The next 48 hours I prepared. First, industrial superglue, cyanoacrylate used for cabinetry from Home Depot. Clear, instant set, hospital-grade strength. The cashier joked, "Fixing something broken?" I smiled. "You could say that." I also bought 4 motion-activated nanny cams, disguised as air fresheners, spare batteries, and a Wi-Fi smart plug for the kitchen range igniter. Tested the glue on 2 old Tupperware lids in the garage. 1 drop, press, impossible to pull apart without ripping skin. I emptied the lube tube with a syringe, refilled it completely with superglue, wiped the tip, shook gently, tested a tiny bead on my fingertip. Identical texture and appearance. Returned it to the glove box. Night before his Charlotte trip, while Nathan slept, I installed the smart plug on the range circuit. 1 tap on my phone app would trigger ignition. Hid the cameras. 1 in bedroom smoke detector, 1 in living room light, 1 hallway, 1 guest bath. All streaming to a private cloud server only I controlled. At 6:50 a.m. Nathan left for the airport. At 1:35 p.m. the side door camera pinged.
Kayla.
Peach sundress, hair down, small duffel bag, smiling like it was date night. Nathan checked the street, then pulled her inside. I waited 25 minutes. Then I began. First, I remotely maxed the kitchen exhaust fan, loud white noise. Then I triggered the smart plug. Soft click. A pan of oil I'd left accidentally on medium-high caught. Thick black smoke poured from the kitchen window. Within 4 minutes, neighbors were yelling, "Fire! The Harper's house is on fire." Someone called 911. I watched live feeds from Lauren's condo 3 streets over. Nathan and Kayla were in the master bedroom. They didn't notice the smoke immediately. Then Kayla screamed, "Nathan, something's burning." He ran to the kitchen naked. Too late. The glue had set minutes earlier. They were fused in the most degrading position imaginable. Kayla's screams turned hysterical. Nathan tried to separate, skin tore.
Blood.
More screams. Fire truck arrived in 7 minutes. Ethan was on shift. Sirens grew louder on the feed. I watched, numb, like I was watching a movie about someone else's life. Ethan jumped from the captain's truck, helmet under arm, voice sharp. Deploy hoses. Possible people inside. They forced the front door. Hallway cam caught them rushing in. Bedroom ceiling cam captured Ethan stepping through the doorway. He froze. His father and his wife, naked, stuck together at hips and thighs, sheets bloody, faces pale with shock and pain. Ethan's expression shattered from professional calm to raw horror. A firefighter behind him whispered, "Jesus Christ." Another stifled a shocked laugh before someone hissed at him. Ethan barked, "Clear the room. Everybody out now." But it was already too late. Neighbors had phones raised. Videos uploading in real time. Firefighters had no choice. They draped emergency blankets over the couple and carried them out on stretchers, still joined. Kayla sobbed uncontrollably. Nathan kept muttering, "Shut the door. Please shut the damn door." No one obeyed. The crowd outside swelled to 60 or 70. Whispers became shouts. Nathan and Kayla? My God, that's his daughter-in-law. Poor Harper, she built those restaurants from nothing. I closed the laptop. Hands steady now. I drove to Piedmont Hospital. Media vans already lined the ER entrance. I slipped in through a side door wearing scrubs I'd borrowed from Lauren. She's a nurse. Mask up, cap low. The attending met me in the hallway. "Mrs. Harper? They're stable. Industrial superglue. We're applying solvent now. No permanent damage physically." I nodded. "May I see them?" He hesitated. "They're sedated. And it's a delicate situation." "I know." He let me in. Nathan on one gurney, Kayla on another, sheets pulled high, wrists loosely tied to prevent pulling. Both looked like they'd seen death. I stood between them. Nathan's eyes widened. "Harper, I can explain." "No," I said quietly. "You can't." Kayla started crying again.
I'm sorry.
"Ethan, please." I ignored her. I placed 2 folders on the tray table. One, printed stills from the cameras, clear, time-stamped, devastating. The other, divorce petition for Nathan and me, plus dissolution papers for Ethan and Kayla, already prepared by my attorney. "Sign," I said. "Or the full videos, audio, bank records go to every news station, every family chat, every restaurant supplier you know. Your call." Nathan's voice broke. "Harper, please, 28 years. 28 years you threw away," I corrected. "For this." I turned and walked out. In the waiting room, Ethan sat alone, head in hands, still in turnout gear. I sat beside him. He didn't look up. "Mom, why didn't you tell me sooner?" "I needed proof you couldn't deny, even in your worst nightmares." He nodded slowly. "I saw everything." "I know." We sat in silence for nearly an hour. Finally he spoke. "I'm filing tomorrow." "Good. I'm coming home. Whenever you're ready." He leaned his head on my shoulder like when he was little. We cried together, quiet, private tears. 2 people left to rebuild what 2 others had destroyed. The story went viral within hours. #Buckhead Affair trended in Atlanta. Memes. Blurred clips.
Audio snippets.
My restaurant saw a brief dip. Some regulars stayed away from awkwardness. Then the tide turned. Women started showing up in groups. "Harper, you're a queen. We stand with you. Keep the fried green tomatoes coming. We boycott cheaters, not comfort food." Sales jumped 45% in 3 weeks. I hired 3 more staff and added Sunday brunch. Ethan moved back into the Buckhead house that weekend. We turned the guest suite into a space. He barely spoke the first month, but he started helping at the restaurants, inventory, social media, menu tweaks. Little things filled the silence. Morning coffee on the porch. Late night talks about opening in Savannah. Him teaching me TikTok. I still look ridiculous. Sunday suppers, him slicing onions, me frying okra. 3 months later, he said over dinner, "Mom, I'm thinking of taking your last name again. Harper's Comfort Kitchen should really be Harper and Son." I hugged him until he laughed and said I was crushing his ribs. Nathan tried calling twice. I blocked him. Kayla sent long voicemails to Ethan begging forgiveness. He deleted them unheard. Divorces finalized quietly. I kept 100% ownership of the restaurants. Nathan never had legal stake. He only had lies. The fake management agreement they tried to slip past me? I never even opened the envelope. Victor called once, months later. "All good, Mrs. Harper?" "Yes." "Take care of yourself." I sent him a generous tip via Venmo.
No regrets.
Some nights I still wake at 3 a.m., remembering that vanilla scent, the words Daddy N, the way Kayla used to call me Mom with a smile. Pain doesn't disappear. It just becomes quieter. I pour it into the restaurants now. New location opening in Savannah next spring. Ethan is designing the signage. Life moves forward. Not the same, but forward. 1 year later, the 6th Harper's Comfort Kitchen opened in Savannah's historic district. Ribbon cut by Ethan and me. Crowd of 250 loyal customers, local press, friends. No trace of Nathan or Kayla. Word was they relocated to Raleigh. I didn't bother confirming. That evening, Ethan and I sat on the rooftop deck of the Buckhead house. City lights below. Warm breeze carrying jasmine. He handed me a mug of sweet tea. "Mom, you ever think about dating again?" I laughed, real, from the belly. "At 54? With a business to run and stretch marks from carrying you? No thanks. I'm married to these restaurants. They don't lie." He grinned. "But seriously, you deserve joy." "I have joy," I said. "Right here. With you. With the smell of biscuits baking. With customers saying my name like it means something." He nodded. We sat in comfortable silence. Later that night, I walked through the flagship restaurant after closing. Empty dining room. Soft lights. Smell of brown sugar and butter lingering. I ran my hand along the counter, where I'd rolled dough at 4 a.m. for years. I thought about the girl from a small town in Georgia who dreamed of feeding people. I thought about Nathan promising forever under Atlanta stars. I thought about Kayla promising to be family. And I thought about the woman I became when they tried to take it all. They failed. I'm still here. Ethan's laughter drifted from the office. He was editing a new promo video. I smiled.
Some scars stay.
But they don't have to define the story. I turned off the lights, locked the door, and walked into the warm night. The empire was growing. And so was I. Love this revenge? Then subscribe now so you don't miss the next one. Like the video if you felt that justice hit hard, and comment your city. I want to know how far these stories are traveling. Bell on, and I'll see you in the next true story. Thank you.